Hello guys, welcome back to SWS Boxing. Delighted to get Ramez Mahmood back on the channel. He's a retired boxer now, but he was 15 wins with 3 defeats, with 2 big wins by knockout. And yeah, I mean, you ended it off with a bang, winning the Commonwealth Silver Super Bantamweight title over Peter Mirga, and you won unanimous decision 96, 94, 97, 97, 93 twice. And yeah, talk about that, mate.
Yeah, it was a good little send off for me. It was a nice way to go out. I thought I won the fight fairly comfortable. I thought 96, 94 was a little bit close. 97, 93 I thought was a good score. Yeah, as I said, I felt comfortable in there. Felt I did what I needed to do, and yeah, pleased to get that win and go out on that high.
Was that always the plan after that fight? Win, lose, draw. Was it always to retire after that
Um,
fight?
a little bit. There was a lot going on with work behind the scenes. I took the time after the fight just to see if I could make it work. Because obviously my days um in my whole pro career actually was wake up at 5 a.m., train, go work, then after work, go train again. And I just about made it work. I got a few more responsibilities at work recently. And as I said, my time was really tight before. Um, with the extra responsibilities at work, I wouldn't have been able to train the same way I did. So I wouldn't
Mm.
want to go go forward half-hearted and then lose to someone that I know I should be beating. That had I had the proper training camp.
Mm.
So that was a big factor behind it.
Ah, fair enough. But yeah, about the fight itself, I mean, how would you, of course, the clips haven't been out. I've seen the odd clip of on your Instagram, but yeah, how do you feel like the fight went by round by round?
Yeah, so I thought I started pretty well. A lot of the fight, like it didn't really change too much. A lot of the fight was me holding the center of the ring, pushing Peter back with a double jab, um, and I don't think Peter could keep me off him. So he was on the back foot quite a lot, and I don't think he's as effective on the back foot as he is coming forward. So a lot of the fight was me using my jabs to back him up and then going to work when he was on the ropes. It didn't really differ too much from that. I didn't really have to adapt too much in there, if I'm honest.
What? So you thought you got your jab quite going well? Was it? Do you feel like your main punch to victory was the double jab?
Yeah, pretty much. I know Pete is a taller boxer. He's used to being a tall man. He's a bit taller than me, but that doesn't mean a shorter man has to neglect his jab. And I thought I did that. I thought I did that really well, and I was out jabbing him really. I felt like I was a stronger man in there as well. Like if you ever got close, I was the one that was pushing him back onto the ropes rather than him pushing me. So I thought I dictated everything really well during that fight.
And yeah, do you feel like you were just better all round than him that night?
Yeah, I think on that night I was just the better man. I don't think he had anything that could deter me on that night. Um, Even when he did catch me, he didn't really phase me too much. I was just happy to sort of walk through them.
Do you feel like he was trying to? What do you feel like he was trying to do? And also, did when the fight got made, did you expect the fight to be like how it was?
Well, to answer the first part of your question, I think he wanted to keep me at his range. I think he wanted to probably hold the center a lot more than he actually did, um, and keep me at the end of his long arms. Um, and to answer the second part of your question, when the fight first got made, um, it was a little bit of me that did want to do that. I wasn't sure how effective it would be, so we worked on a few things during the training camp for that fight. But um, the first plan worked. I didn't really need to change too much during it.
Hmm. And at the end of the final bell, how confident were you on getting the decision? Of course, we've seen some dodgy hometown decisions, whether that's small hall, the mainstream, just in boxing in general, we've seen some dodgy decisions,
Yeah,
to say the least.
yeah. Um, I thought I won comfortable. As I thought, I think 97, 93 was a good score. Some people ringside had it 98, 92. But as you said, when you're in the away corner, you don't know. So that had me really nervous. and there was a long wait for the decision as well. You know when there's a long wait.
I seen that as well. Can you like when they were announcing the scores, you were like, please come on.
Yeah, there was a long wait for the decision. You know what? Normally when there's a long wait, something dodgy is going on. So during that wait, I was sort of walking around to everyone at ringside. I asked Steve Goodwin, how have you got it? He goes, oh, you won that comfortable. I went to Josh Goodwin, how have you got it? He goes, oh, you won that easy. Like everyone I was speaking to ringside, I asked every single person I could see ringside, how you scoring this? And every single person, they've got me winning comfortable.
How was your coach scoring it?
Yeah, he had me 97, 93 as well. So everyone I was speaking to had me comfortable, but the longer I was waiting, just the more agitated I was getting. So I did get quite agitated.
Were you panicking even though you thought you won the fight quite comfortable?
The longer we was waiting, the more panicky I was getting. And as you said, you've seen the video of when the decision was announced, and I think you can see a little bit of that panic start coming out of me a little bit. When they announced 96, 94, I thought they were going to rob me, to be honest, because I thought that's a really close score. I thought that's a really close score for that fight. And then when I heard the 97, 93, I thought to myself, yeah, that
you were like, this is my way, surely.
Yeah, but then 1993, I knew it was going to be there. There was no way you could have given it to him at all. But 1993 would have been a joke. So yeah, but when that score was announced, I knew I had it.
What did it mean to you when they announced your name as the winner?
Yeah, it meant a lot. Like I've been on the way corner a few times and it hadn't gone my way. And I had quite an emotional fight week as well. My granddad passed away during the fight week for that fight as well. So emotions were sort of all over the place that week. So yeah, that meant that it did mean a lot to get that win that night.
How? Of course, that was your last time, like your final fight. You didn't know at the time, but I mean, what a way to go out as well.
Yeah, it was a good way to go out. And sent a nice little message to everyone following me as well because I didn't give up on the few losses I had. I kept and I picked up another title to go out on. So
kept going.
It was a nice way to go out on, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, you've won. Was it the Southern whole overall in your whole career? You won the Southern Area. Now I'm testing myself. Southern Area featherweight title.
Yeah.
And you won the Commonwealth Silver Super Bantam.
That's it. Yeah. So yeah, got two nice titles.
Fought on BT. Fought for the English.
This is it. Yeah,
Didn't
you
fight for the English twice?
I did. Yeah, once at Super Bantam and once at Bantam. Yeah.
Yeah, because you fought Bateson, wasn't it?
Yes, that was at Super Bantam, and then Perkis at Bantam. Yeah, another two good fights. So it's nice to have. You get in boxing like to win titles, and the fact that I've now retired, but I've got two nice titles hanging up on my wall as a professional, alongside all the amateur stuff as well. I know that I've sort of done well for myself. When I started out, people didn't expect me to get here. So yeah, it's nice. It's nice to have.
And you and as you said, you fought on BT as well a few once or twice, can't remember. I think it was at least once against Ball.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, got a nice bit of TV exposure. Got some good exposure throughout my career. I had BBC
headlined
News
a few times as well.
Had BBC News do a bit of work with me. Had Reuters do a bit of work with me. Met some cracking lads.
It was good to watch you live as well in person as well.
Yeah.
I think I was at maybe two of them. I think it was the Perkis one and the Marcus Hodgson fight. That was that.
Yeah, you was at both of those. Yeah, and as I said, met some great people through boxing. I mean, I wouldn't have met people like you without boxing. Like, yeah, boxing has changed my whole life for the better. So yeah, I'm always thankful towards it.
What would you say is was your biggest achievement in your pro career?
What was my biggest one? I'd say probably that last one. I think probably as in the Mirga one, just because I think the odds were stacked against me a little bit. I was the away fighter. A lot of people were saying that I was a little bit washed up going into that fight. That he was the up and coming one, and I'm the washed up one, and that I was just going to be another step on his journey. And then especially with everything going on in my personal life during fight week as well, like all the signs were telling me it's not meant to be for me. So because of all those factors, I'll say that one.
Do you feel like you felt like you were the underdog going into quite a few of your fights, would you say? You sort of had that underdog's mentality in a way at times.
Pretty much, yeah. Because as I was the underdog in the Mirga fight, even when I won my Southern area against Jack Budge, even though I was the home fighter, he was the one that was sort of bigged up as former GB champion as an amateur.
He was a
Um,
good amateur, wasn't he?
it was an exceptional amateur, yeah. Very very good amateur, youth GB champion, won the ABAs. So yeah, he was a good amateur. And I think a lot of people in boxing was like, yeah, he's gonna be too good for me. So I was the underdog a few
Prove the
times, and
doubters
obviously
wrong.
this is it. Yeah, didn't go my way every time, but I took my risk and come out on top a lot of the time as well.
Mm. What would
I,
you
wa-
say? Pardon?
I was never sort of scared of risk or scared of anyone, and I throw myself in with anyone really.
What would say was your like the best fight you had?
The best one to watch.
Yeah,
I would say either the Jack Budge one was a good one to watch, or I think maybe the Jordan Perkins one was a good one to watch as well.
that was a good fight.
Um, I'd say Marcus Hodgson was a good one to watch as well. I
Mm.
think I had a few of them that were fun fights to watch. But yeah, maybe them three were probably the best ones if you're a spectator watching.
What was the fight you enjoyed the most, like when you was in there?
The one I enjoyed the most, either the Mirga one, I quite enjoyed being in there, and then and the couple that got my stoppage on as well. Enjoyed those moments. So my debut, I love my debut. Wish I could live that one back.
hmm What about your most not I wouldn't say frustrating, but moments where yeah, maybe a frustrating fight or a hard fight to get going sort of fight.
Yeah, the most frustrating one. This is an easy one to answer actually. The most frustrating one is the Jack Bateman fight because I could sort of see what I needed to do in the fight, and just couldn't do it. And again, I had 16 months out of the ring, so that might have played a factor. Or it could just been what he was doing to stop me from doing it.
Mm.
But I'd say that was the most frustrating one for me.
hmm I'm not sure if I asked you this already, but what was your best performance? Didn't you say Mirga, that one?
Yeah, I'd say probably the Merg one. Yep.
hmm Um, if somebody asked, you, what belt did you prefer, like winning?
Probably the Southern area because the Southern area was the first one. I'd say the Southern area was the one that I enjoyed most, because that's the one that I think every pro starting out wants to tick off as the start of the journey. So I'd say that
Yeah,
one.
they want the area. Um, yeah. Does it annoy you in a way that you see Mirga's fighting Lavars, is it? And
Yeah, yeah.
do you feel like if you hadn't retired, do you feel like that would be you v Nico Lavars?
Um, potentially, yeah. But it was my decision to retire, and as I said, um, if it was me against Nico, I wouldn't have had the best of camps anyway because of work. Nico's a good kid. You need a really good camp to beat him anyway. So yeah, I don't have any bitterness about that.
Mm.
And I wish Peter Murgo all the best because it is a hard fight for him.
What do you make of that fight overall? And do you know if it's 10 rounds or eight?
I don't actually know how many rounds it's over. The fight itself, I think Peter's going to be a big underdog. I think he's going to have to win every round, or not every round. Sorry, he's going to have to win the rounds quite big to get a decision.
Like that
Nico,
Walker who fought him,
yeah,
Ryan fought him.
yeah, Nico's a good boxer. I think Peter doesn't like it when you sort of back him up and put it on him. I think Nico will give him some spaces where he can have a bit of success, but so I think Peter will have his moments, but I think Nico will just be that bit too sharp. But I do hope Peter proves me wrong.
hmm I mean, fair play to him as well, because he was going to fight on a good win show in another 50-50, and now he's got a big opportunity on the Matchroom show. So fair play to him, because some people fight journeyman after, go through a big rebuild stage, but fair play to him. He's gone straight back into a big fight.
He's got stuck in. I mean, he's only what 26, 27 years old. He's still a young man. He No one would have blamed him if he had the rebuild But he's gone straight back in, so fair play to him.
Of course. What else do you? Of course, you said, didn't you say to me that you were going into coaching or?
Yeah, so I'm coaching down my old amateur club now, as it happens. So I'm coaching at Gator ABC. I've already done a few corners. I'm doing another set of corners this weekend, as it happens. Um, so yeah, I'm getting stuck into the coach role. I'm gonna be honest. For the first month, I couldn't get into it. It was different. I could not get into it for the first month, but now I'm starting to sort of settle into the role a little bit. And I'm starting to enjoy it now.
Good stuff, mate. Of course, your gym that you used to train out of course, Jordan Gill, he beat Conlon the same night you beat
Yeah,
Peter Mirga. Yeah, I mean, and then he's got big fight against Zelfa Barrett. What do you make of that fight?
yeah. I mean, I got so much love for all the boys down the gym. I was actually there yesterday just to visit him. Jordan Gill was fantastic against Michael Conlon. Him and Zelfa again is another good fight. It's a well matched fight. I think Jordan Gill comes out on top of that on that one. I think he's on a roll at the moment. I think he comes out on top.
Yeah, that was a big win, and people, like they did with you against Mirga, they ripped Jordan off against Conlon, but
No,
yeah.
they wrote him off, and when you hear his story as well from what he went through in the run up to that,
Mm,
um, you can't not be happy for him.
mm. Um, who else is there? Oh, Lee Woods.
Yeah, Lee Wood. I think he's gonna have some fight news soon. I think everyone in featherweight division wants a bit of Lee Wood, don't they?
Mm.
I think Shaki Foster was talking about it recently. Josh Warrington rematch is always there.
Hopefully, a big fight from the City Ground that that he's been wanting. Hopefully, that
Yeah,
happens this
yeah,
year sometime.
they said it won't be next, but I do hope he gets that. I think that's all he wants out of his career now, so I hope he does get that.
hmm Of course, Anthony Joshua, recent addition to the gym.
Yeah,
He's fighting
he,
Ngannou, isn't he?
yeah,
Yeah, he's fighting Ngannou March
yeah,
8th.
he was down the gym yesterday. I think he runs through in Ghana in about 6 rounds, if I'm honest.
I
Um,
was thinking the same thing, to be fair.
yeah,
6-7.
I think he runs through him too. As I think Ngannou looked good against Fury, against a very bad Tyson Fury who gave Ngannou a lot of space to work, and I think I think AJ is just gonna use his basics, put it on a little bit, and as I said, just go through him.
Do you, who've you got between Usyk and Tyson Fury? Who've you got with that one? I mean, it was only
Um,
last weekend, but I mean, it is in May.
yeah,
Hopefully, it goes through.
I've always had Tyson Fury because of the size. Um, but the closer it gets, I don't know. The closer it gets, the more I think Usyk is gonna shock us a little bit. Um, right now, I'm still leaning towards Fury, but as I said, the closer we get to it, the more I think Usyk might do something.
Mm. That again, that's another one you could flip a coin for as well.
Yeah, I mean, if Fury is too big and sort of sits on him and wears him out, it wouldn't shock me. But if Usyk turned up and sort of just outboxed him, like again, it wouldn't shock me.
hmm Of course, Alloys as well, who's just an absolute monster, isn't he? Really.
Beast, absolute beast, and we've not seen anywhere near the best of him yet. Um, yeah, what keep your eyes on him. His journey is going to be special.
Mm. Maybe, yeah. I mean, people were saying that Tommy Fletcher fight, but I can't imagine it happening this year. Maybe might push it back or try and get the records going. Or I would like to see Alloys maybe rematch the guy he lost to on his debut, because I think, I
Yeah,
mean, that was 24 hours notice, and look what he done. Yeah, he got put down
exactly.
in round one, but other than that, I thought he won the fight.
He didn't have the experience at the time. He said 24 hours. I don't think the Tommy Fletcher fight will happen until they can get a British title on the line. And
Mm.
right now, the British title is sort of held up with the Chamberlain, and then you got Vidal Riley and
Wow.
Lawal, and who's the other one? Who's the mandatory? And Chev.
Chev.
Um,
Mm.
yeah, so I think that will hold up the British title this year. And then next year, if it goes vacant, I think that's when Alloys and Tommy Fletcher might get on at some point next year if we can get a British title on the line.
Yeah. Um, what about, I know he's not in your gym, but you're good friends with Ryan Walker.
Yeah, he's boxing Frankie Story. on
That's
March the
in
9th.
March 9th. Will you be at that one?
Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, are you coming down?
I'm open to be at that one.
Yeah. If you're there, we'll catch up. But yeah, again, Ryan's had a lot of hard fights, and it's another hard one.
He's another one who doesn't duck a challenge. He's always in there with the best.
Ducks no one. He's got a lot more pro experience over Frankie's story. I'm hoping that's the difference.
So, are you hoping that his experience will play a big factor in
Yeah,
the fight?
truth be told, I've not seen a lot of Frankie's story. I know he was
Stop
good
Louis
amateur.
Norman.
I know he was good amateur. I know that he's a southpaw. Ryan's used to southpaws anyway. But yeah, I'm hoping his experience brings him up on top in that one.
And yeah. Thank you for your time, Ramez, and well done on a great career, mate, and all the
Yeah,
best for the future. Yeah.
yeah. Thank you. It's been good speaking to you over the years.
Anytime, mate, and yeah, thank you for your time as always.
Thank you, mate. Catch up soon.
Bye, mate.